Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David Okun. I am in the United Kingdom talking about pay. Pay if you work for a living. And also there are other elements of pay if you don't work for a living, if you are sick. But particularly now, because we'll talk about work, we'll talk about pay in relation to work. But this, as you would have followed this process, watching this video alongside the rest of the video as a series of videos in this program, you will discover that the payment for work is similar to payment out of work, or payment as in someone who is in pension, or also child benefit. And as in benefit, when we talk about money, we talk about pay, we talk about support from the government for people who might not be working, or who might be working, or may need work help in one way or the other. We may also be talking about income in terms of self-employment, but also we can talk about in terms of industry and also earnings. We talk of entrepreneurs or investors. These are people who are multimillionaires and multi-billionaires. The corporate, they deal in big businesses, and we have been trying to address all these things. The triggering of talking about work in the United Kingdom has been because of the cost of living crisis, and I have promised at the outset of this program to continue speaking about different topics in terms of policy and law, and linking these topics to the cost of living crisis which occurred in not only in the United Kingdom but globally. And also, when I speak about one component of development, also perhaps also society and progress in the United Kingdom, I'm also thinking about the globe. Because today, if you talk about nation states, or what some people may call intercontinentalism, if you like, or multilateralism, however you may want to describe them, we talk about the global system, which is now coalescing, if I may find that word, is now boiling down to what is the project of nation states coming together, exchanging their sovereignty with the living together within the European Union, within America, within Africa, within Asia, and also these coming together to form the global countries, if you like to call it that way, the globe, the global village. And it's quite exciting to try to comprehend what the global village might or might not look like. Worlds without borders. If you are in Africa, you're in Europe, America, Asia, then you can travel, for example, without restriction. You have your passport, your global passport. You are East African, West African, Central Africa, African passport, European passport is in the European Union system, America, Asia, and all these continents in their respective statuses. But in the end, in terms of the global project, we are looking at a one world system, a one world government, where we will have one passport, worlds without borders, creating a global village. Quite exciting. And at the heart of this thinking is democracy, peace, and other values, justice, fairness, name them. If you comment below, let me know what you're thinking about all these principles, values. Talk about many things, but also been talk about humanity. In what I describe as the cultural economy, which can be compared with the developmental economy, including technology, wealth, politics. Talk about wealth, the economy, businesses, market system, capitalism. These are functions of developmental factors in terms of progress. I'll also talk about culture, which is based on human values, human factor, in business, customer service, you focus on customers. These customers can be dogs or cats, can be wild animals, but in terms of humanity, they are humans. You make them happy. You know, the objective of customer service is to make the customer happy. That is your primary duty as a customer servant. Understanding customer service is what they want. It's not what you want, but what they want. What makes them happy, not what makes you happy. If you are in a shop, you don't expect customers to make you happy when you're coming to buy goods and services, perhaps products. You aim to make customers happy. If you're a YouTuber, content creator, you make things, you make your content with your customers in mind. That is what commerce, what business concepts and practices, what it is all about. So important in our modern day relationship, and we have done well in many ways. There's also been violence, which has now become part of a human society. We talk of wars, we talk of battles, we talk of fights, we talk of human rights and human wrongs. Therefore, we talk of peace and happiness. You see, if we fight, our argument should be to fight against evil. Good fighting evil. And my idea of good is actually the knowledge of the truth. And what truth I have maintained as being humanity. If you are a human species, if you are not an alien, or maybe some other type of species which might have migrated from the outer space, then you are qualified as the truth. So the true servant of humanity are actually humans themselves, which if we discover this truth and if we make declarations and also stand to represent this truth, we become cultural economists to complement our developmental economy, to form the pathways which lead to progress. The ultimate goal of progress is peace, and the ultimate goal of peace is happiness. You see, if you get married, if you have children, if you work for a living, you earn money, your aim is to be happy. If you go out to have dinner, to drink alcohol or take drugs, you are in pursuit of happiness. We want to be happy. That is our ultimate goal, and that is the purpose of our progress, which now can be segmented between development and culture. In my opinion, and also in my exposition, if you like, I have maintained that we have done well on the path of development. We are still a work in progress in terms of culture. I have been saying this, and I have also promised at the outset of this program to be repeating this point without apology. If you comment below, let me know your thoughts, because it is for me to learn from viewers. We are a small project, a work in progress. Rome, the greatest city in times past and also in the contemporary time, we know Rome was not built in a day. So this channel, this program will not be built in a day. We are a work in progress, we are small. And small, as in small beginnings, is never to be despised. We may be small, but we are ambitious, we dream big. And we work as hard as we can. You're with us, fair enough. You're warmly welcome. You are not with us, you're against us. And then you can be against us until you change your mind, because we are here to stay. In my opinion, as a project, we are on the right side of history. We stand for the truth. We are culturalists. Everything we do with correctness. We do the right things. We stand on the side of right, what is right. And so we speak and the world listens. And our expectation is that those who are on the right side of this argument will join us. And then we can rejoice together to stand on the side of what is right. Because now we are in an age where we are in need of leaders who understand the difference between right and wrong. If we in America, within the conservatives of America, the Republican Party, are now nominating a criminal convict to stand for the office, the greatest office on earth, the world looking to America to point the way to what is right, then we are in serious trouble. We can no longer trust America. America has lost its way. You, as a world leader, a global leader, somebody the world looks to, you allow a criminal convict to stand, to even speak as a leader of a country. What kind of country is America producing? In Britain, we see prime ministers being accused of being liars. And we think that is funny. Lying has become, the order of the day. See, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. That cannot happen. So we take a stance and lead. So you don't have to wait for Britain. You don't have to wait to America or any country. You have to lead in your own right, knowing what is right and standing for it, speaking for it. And people who want to really join you in the discussion, they are free. I'm using the YouTube platform to do just that, to promote what is right. And I expect people to understand, to listen, and also value what we are doing. Otherwise, they are irrelevant. And we don't do irrelevance, because even if we are only two of us or three or four of us, we will win. And in the end, we will have the last say, because we are on the side of truth. And truth means humanity. You are the truth. I've been saying this over and again, and I said I will be saying it again and again until we get to understand what is right. Because you see, we cannot lead unless we know what is right and wrong. And we are a society now going astray, not knowing the difference between what is right and wrong. What kind of leadership is that? What kind of, society are we creating if we allow liars and criminal convicts to lead in our country? What integrity are we trying to stand upon? We are fake and we are aliens. Humans do not do those kind of things. We are people of truth and integrity and doing what is right. And the line has to be drawn now. And everyone who advocates peace must really demonstrate. They have to prove to themselves it doesn't matter who you think you are. We can no longer keep quiet and offer apology for what is wrong. And I have the right to judge on the basis of facts and truth. And evidence, rather, which leads to the truth of humanity. And we take a stance on the cultural platform and speak truth to power, and we expect change after learning our precepts and beliefs and establishing values. And that is where it is. That's where we are. And we are talking about employment because it is important people work so they succeed at being who they want to be, being family, being friends, being people who may bring changes through work. So work is a novelty. Therefore, in a government which denies its country to work and earn a living is a fraud. We have technology on the horizon coming to take over society. That is a good thing. It releases us to do other things, to build relationship. If the machines are working for us to produce goods and services, which is the essence of the economy, then we begin the process of closing down the economic age. We enter a technological age or the knowledge age to produce goods and service piecemeal. And then it releases humanity to do greater things, build human relationship, and then machine will be supervised by our culture, by us, to bring peace, to produce goods and service, including medicine, including housing, transportation, and whatever else we want to do, security system. But our fundamental source of security is actually our enlightenment as learned members of society, culturalists, people who know peace, who value humanity, who allow the human species to take precedence over other species, including animals, including aliens, including creatures from the outer space. Humanity takes precedence. That is actually the language of development, the language of progress, the language of culture, the language of peace, the language of happiness and joy. Peace and joy, peace, love and joy, you name them. That's what we'll talk about. That's what our purposes are. That is at the heart of this program. We talk about this, we have been talking about this. Leave a comment below if you understand what we talk about. If you don't, fair enough. We are good to go. And so, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed. To support it, the subscription is free. You don't pay a penny. We are doing our best to obtain visibility. With time, we will. It's a case of being patient. It hasn't been easy because if you don't produce visibility, you don't grow as a channel. But that is okay. I'm privileged to have this opportunity to use this platform to share my views and also to interact with the few who have been participating on this platform. And it's my optimism that with time we're going to grow into bigger infrastructure and then begin to do better and greater things. If you think you are part of this program, join us and watch our videos and subscribing to our channel and clicking like and clicking notification bells so that you don't miss out on any videos and we produce. If you leave a comment giving your idea and suggestion, your feedback, and to let us know what is good and what we need to improve, what we have done well, to encourage us or also to guide us to do things in a better way. When we say us, I say me, because you see the idea of us is that me and you. Because I produce this material and then you listen to it and then we interact, we form a community, we become a family. I'm so excited and I'm so grateful. I'll be continuing to talk about work in the United Kingdom illustratively to show the value of work, also to argue that government should improve the components of work in the United Kingdom and then therefore take a leadership role with its partners across the globe so that we eradicate poverty. I've said repeatedly that the basis of any income as in the minimum the national minimum wage or the national living wage, whatever you call it, the level should go up. I'll also say the level of benefit, as in money given directly or indirectly by the government, should be leveled up, as you are leveling up in terms of income, maximizing, but also supporting family and communities, the skill with the program and projects to promote financial capability, also to make support people to manage debt, because these are the factors: low income and also lack of knowledge to manage your debt, also to budget, producing income capability, financial capability, and also income management. These are needed, and the government needs to pay attention and try to help the British people to get out of poverty. Poverty is not something we should be proud of in a country which is the 6th richest in the country. It's a shame, and also a shame in Europe, America, in the developed world, especially also in Africa. There should no one anywhere should be suffering from poverty, failing to access healthcare, failing to access school, education, housing, public transport, and all the necessities we need. This is a work in progress, and this is what I've been talking about. Stay tuned, continue watching. Thank you so much.
MVC record.
Brava Jesus on the beat.
Let us carry on with this discourse. With this discourse, we are looking at the national minimum wage. We are looking at work in the United Kingdom. We are doing a review. We are undertaking an outlook of what it means to operate a system of work in the United Kingdom. I have said already that there is not going to be work in any country because of technology, which is supposed to be a good thing. We have a problem, however, because the people now with wealth, like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Lord Sugar, Virgin, what is his name? The man who owns what do you call it? Leave a comment below if you know the owner of Virgin. There is one of the multi-billionaires in the UK, multi-billionaires in the UK and around the world. They own the country. This is their country now, because the state sort of the country. When the Conservative David Cameron said, "We are giving your country back," he did it. He was already confirming what Margaret Thatcher had started, what New Labour had carried on with, giving back the country to the people who are more people than others, the super rich who bought the country, the gas, the water, the food sectors are all sort of. We can eat, we can heat our home, we can drink water, we can sleep in houses if the private multi-billionaire allows us. And they are not really kind people, they are monsters. Multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires are not humans, they're aliens. If they were not aliens, there would not have been the cost of living crisis. Because the cost of living crisis was created by poverty. The government could not help because the welfare system has failed. The level of benefit is too low. The system is broken and destroyed for ideological reason of the market economic system, which is a system of evil. Not because it is supposed to be evil, it is because we have failed our culture. We do not have respect for ourselves. We do not have respect for other people. So we don't care about people. Multimillionaires and multimillionaires do not care about themselves. They suffer because they have no sense of culture. They think money and wealth is more important than their life. If that is the case, what makes you think they're going to look after the poor? The government took the country away from the British people and gave it to the multimillionaires and the multimillionaires who are 5%. Look at the royal family. King Charles, Prince William, how much wealth does he have? In the name of the British government, in the name of the British state, from generation to generation, they kept the wealth, they hoard wealth, preventing the British people from accessing wealth. Have you gone to the city? Have you gone to different parts of the country? Have you seen the wealth? Who owns them? Should there be homelessness in the United Kingdom? Should there be failure of health service? Should children go hungry in schools? Should they go without school uniforms? Should people fail to access public service? Should we fail to drive our cars because of ULEZ, because of congestion charges we can't afford? Should we be treated like that in a country like Britain? Britain is a sample of society which has failed culturally. If we don't regenerate culturally, we are in serious trouble because we cannot see peace. We saw demonstration yesterday in the United Kingdom. That is the beginning. We may hide under racism. We may hide under immigration. Politicians are actually lying to the British people to tell them British people, foreigners, are the ones making you poor. And these politicians are evil because what they are saying is not true. They go to school, evil schools. They learn the craft of dishonesty. They are agents of terrorism. Politicians are failing to champion the authority over terrorism. They are the terrorists. Because you see, if you cannot tell the truth, if everything you have learned from your childhood is to lie to the British people, playing politics with life, then you are a terrorist. It may not be illegal in the legal sense of the word terrorism, but you are actually killing people. And we see it in the Middle East, we see it in Ukraine, we see it everywhere. We have failed culturally, and we do not want to accept it because we live in denial. We are evil people. Whether you are a politician, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, black or white, Africans, American, European, we are humans, we are in trouble. I can sit here and blame the government for all the problems. I am wrong because I am responsible. I'm human. If I go now to run a system which is so complex, which has failed because the people who created it were evil. Someone like me, who doesn't understand the culture, who doesn't understand the truth. And if I ask Keir Starmer, who is Prime Minister, what is the truth, he doesn't know it. Rishi Sunak doesn't know what the truth is. If he knows it, then he will answer it. If anybody who knows the truth will know what is right. The truth, you and I are the truth because we are humans. The truth is humanity. That's the answer. And I can put money on it that nobody has thought about it. Because you are the truth. You are a human being. And so if you learn the truth, if you design the system behind the truth, which is humanity, respect, and more respect. What you respect, you take care of. If you respect money more than humans, you look for after money more than a human life, including you, because you are also a human. Anybody who doesn't know the truth is an alien. In the proverbial sense of the word, because you have to be human to be human, knowing the truth, knowing you, knowing me, as in your brothers and your sisters keeper. You know me, you are the truth. I am the truth. We know what is right. Care for yourself, care for others, respect for yourself, respect for other people. That is what cultural economy means. Cultural economy means knowing the truth, which means understanding that people is at the heart of everything. The world revolves around humanity. That is the cultural economic seed you sow to produce the truth. The system which is the antidote to lack of peace, the producer of peace. If we understand our cultural economy, if we know the truth will set us free. Because we know ourselves that we are human, we are valued, we are respected regardless of wealth. Today, people kneel down before wealth. Even rich people would rather kill themselves to protect their wealth. That is evil. To put it mildly, it's a form of evil. And it applies to everyone who does not understand the concept and the essence of truth, of humanity, of cultural economy, which so far we have failed is the producer of lack of peace in the world. We cannot get peace because there is no peace for the wicked. It's a type of wickedness to abuse humanity. The rioters who went into the street, the British street today, are wicked because they are culturally uneducated. We, the country, produce them. We now put them into jail. We should have gone into jail with them because we are the same. We do not understand our culture. We failed. We did not learn it. We went to school to learn about money, to learn about wealth, to learn about work. If we respect something, we respect money, we respect work and wealth. That's what we value, which we should value, because it is a format of development. We need development. But number one of our need, the first of our need, is actually the culture. Respecting people, respecting yourself, respecting other people. The roadmap to peace is created and managed by somebody with the key. The key is the truth, is humanity. And if we teach our children, if we teach the adults, if we teach our leaders the cultural economy, which is having the key to understanding the truth being humanity, you and me, we are brothers and sisters. We cannot practice hatred. The answer to loving one another, to living peacefully, to living together, to live in harmony, to be peaceful, to be happy, to do so, we have to access the truth to set us free. Freedom means knowing the truth, knowing humanity, valuing humanity, respecting humanity. That is the meaning of freedom. It is not financial. Finance is there to protect freedom, to protect the truth, to service the truth. See, the money is our servant. We are not the servant of money. and wealth. We don't despise it. We use it. We don't lose it. But we are the masters. And this is what I invite every leader, every political, every industrial leader to learn. Go back to school. The government should set up a new curriculum of learning. Teach children the cartoon program. Respect human being. We are abusing human being. We don't value human being. We are wicked. We are wizards and witches. Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, I'm not actually pointing a finger at anybody. I am actually criticizing humanity. All of us are responsible. You can blame somebody else. You can blame immigrants if you want. But you see, if the immigrants leave today, Britain may collapse because almost everybody who ran the country are immigrants. Even the royal family came from Europe. They are supposed to go back, shut down the royal family and send them back to Europe. A lot of politicians are foreigners who are born in Britain. Their root is actually foreign. Rishi Sunak is from Asia. You see, the foreign secretary is a black man. Black people don't come from Europe. They either come from the West Indies or from Africa. But they are born in Britain. By law, they are British. Barack Obama is African from Kenya. You don't want foreigners. You don't have foreigners. But they don't solve the problem because they have the problem. They are in the same predicament as yourself. This failure to enlighten the British people is failure of leadership from politicians in the first place, from industrial leaders in the second, and from the family leaders, community leaders. We are all in this together. We are responsible for that. And my purpose is to tell the truth. I have the right to do so because I know the truth. I am the truth. You watching this video, you are the truth. And therefore you have the right to speak and stand up for truth. Stand up for humanity. I am afraid somebody can shoot me dead tomorrow on the street because I spoke. So be it, because I spoke, I know somebody else will, even if I am dead, if somebody is trying to kill me and does something, I'm afraid. But fear should not prevent me from telling the truth. And if you listen to this and you feel it is time to stand up for what is right, to stand up for the truth, in spite of the risk, in spite of the violence, people who want to silence the truth, stand up and be counted and understand and speak the truth because you are the truth. You have rights because of knowledge of the truth. You cannot have rights because without knowledge of the truth. If you don't respect people, children not respecting adults, not listening to their parents, parents not really respecting one another. In the family, they are always quarreling, fighting over nothing because they don't respect themselves. They don't value their lives. People are committing suicide. They are abusing substances. They are over drinking. They are doing all the wrong things because they have lost any sense of humanity. They do no longer value. They treat themselves like animals. Even animals respect themselves more than us as a species. What has gone wrong? Our culture. Our cultural economy has failed. But there is hope because we can make decisions to change the way we do. Look at America. There is now politics going on. There is going election, to be on re-election. You listen to the politicians, you think they are from another planet. The Democrats are talking about the Republicans as if they are from different worlds, as if they are aliens. Insult, abuse, disrespect, violence. I mean, is there anything good in humanity? What are we doing? What do we want power for? If we don't want power to serve humanity, what do we want it for? This is the question which I seek to ask. Underpinning all this problem I've been talking about, the national minimum wage and the national living wage in the United Kingdom. We have to start somewhere from the developmental front. But you see, our culture informs our development. wealth creation and wealth accessing and distribution and management is a developmental system. Technology, engineering, government, politics, the state, the law, all the other policies, capturing the social sector, the political, the legal, the environmental, and all the resources we have are good. Only one factor is missing, the humanitarian sector, which is missing because of failure of the culture, of the cultural economy, failing to acknowledge the value of humanity, thereby having learned the value of humanity, respecting humanity. This is the learning, this is the teaching. You listen to it, if you like it, if you don't like it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and if what you don't think, if you want to leave a comment also, telling me you don't think of anything, that is fine. But let us go back to basics. Let us deceive ourselves no more, because there is no peace for the wicked. There will not be peace until we retrieve, we recover our cultural economy. We have been looking at employment in the United Kingdom. I've been using this information to illustrate this concept. And my purpose for looking at different aspects of society is to try to understand the idea about peace. Because without peace, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We are going to be counted with the wicked. How can we be happy? We are looking for happiness in vain, because see, we are looking at happiness elsewhere. We are not looking at our lives. We are the source of happiness. Our cultural economy, which is us, the embodiment of us as people, is the source of happiness. The ultimate goal of existence is happiness. You get married, you have children, you gain wealth, and you are not happy. People are committing suicide. Are you mad? Are you crazy? Yes, you are. You are not content. You have billions and billions, hundreds of billions of pounds, and you are still miserable. You grow old and die. But you see, if we access our cultural economy, we become humans again. Anything we set out to do, we will succeed, culturally and developmentally. I believe that because I saw what we did with development. We succeeded. We failed culturally, but we succeeded. We do what about development, about culture, what we did on the developmental front, we will succeed. Stay tuned, continue watching. Let us call.
Some see the original, mighty the god, the magical radical. Hey, representing my magical. Young Jose, come million. Wacha, that difta. You know teach me can you let me go pa. That wacha, you know damage me can you let me go wacha. That difta, you know teach me can you let me go pa. That difta, you know damage me can you. Come to the camera, there. Come on, there we are there for the bed. We have a day, you're my baby. Every day I call you, my blow, you're my treasure. Baby, got no machina, baby, quackano, but it's almost on quota. Baby, got the machina, baby, got no quara. You are said bandana, you must say bandana, you must say bandana. Baby, got no tema, come and quackana.
Thank you so much. So, we are still talking about work in the United Kingdom. Let us continue to talk about pay. Today, we will be talking about sick pay, which is a component of work, which is a component of pay in the United Kingdom. What happened in the UK, like I said previously, was something which happened in your country because of globalization, because of harmonization, because states are cooperating, which is a good thing. This is a pointer to progress, is what we need in the world. Globalization is a good thing, but also we have some form of nationalism, which is also good. It depends how we use something. It is is our utilitarianism and also our expedience in using our world resources wherever they exist or wherever they are. Therefore, we'll talk about sick pay. When you are sick, you get paid, and normally when you are not sick, you work and you get paid for your work. But when you are sick in an economy like Britain, and leave a comment below in your country if you get sick pay and what your government does. Visit gov.uk if you're in the United Kingdom to find this material. It's free, it's public, and you can use it fairly and also respectfully as always. And in your country, you probably go to gov.your country, maybe US, or if you're in Africa, in any country in Africa, find out what policy your government has on in any country of the world. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your country say about sick pay. I mean, if you are sick, do you get paid? And if you don't get paid, what are the options? So in this example in the United Kingdom, we try to check if you can get sick pay, and this is specifics, it's information which we can have as part of resources in government information system, and in terms of also support and advice. This material can produce empowerment in terms of providing additional information, but normally the best way to deal with this situation of employment is to do your best to get professional advisor or solicitor, a lawyer, or somebody like that, or a barrister, to try and support you in different ways, because the system is complex. We talk about very specific area of law and policy in the United Kingdom, and try your best as always to enjoy yourself in dealing with what is really very awkward and very interesting and exciting. If you enjoy it, give us a feedback and let us know what you think. So checking if you can get sick pay, how do you do that? Leave a comment below if you know. If you don't, let me know. You can go visit gov.uk and find out how you can check if you can get a sick pay, because sometimes you may be sick and you're sitting there wondering if you can get a sick pay. But how do you check if you can get a sick pay if you are sick, if you are not sick? In case just you are trying to be curious and try to understand how to get it, you check if you can get a sick pay. You also find out how to get a sick pay. And how do you get sick pay in your country? If you're in the United Kingdom, go to gov.uk, go to public website of Citizen Advice, and also ACRES, and many others. But leave a comment below if you are in a situation working and being sick in one way or the other, and trying to find out how you can get sick pay. Thank you so much, and stay tuned, continue watching. And so also your employer refusing to pay you sick pay, because sick pay is paid by employer if you work and fall sick, and then you are in a situation where you are wondering whether you are working and you are sick of work. If you can pay, you can get paid. Sometimes you don't get it because the employer may refuse to pay you sick pay, whether they are supposed to pay or not, because most of these payments are statutorily obligated. We'll talk about statutory rights in employment. We'll talk about contractual rights in employment. We spoke about this previously. We are continuing with the discourses. Thank you so much. So look at getting money after your sick pay runs out. Sometimes your pay runs out. Even if you get sick pay, after a while it runs out. It's not going to go on forever. So that means, because in the United Kingdom you have to get money to earn a living or to secure a living, because otherwise if you can't really survive in the United Kingdom without money. Everything is on sale, everything up for sale, and even food, medicine, you have to pay for it. Transport, you have to pay for it. Clothing, you have to pay for it. Housing, you have to pay for it. If you are sick, you are working, and then your sick pay runs out, then you are left without money, then you have to figure out how to get money when your sick pay runs out, getting sick pay when you are pregnant, if you get pregnant, and if you're a woman, that is the same. The condition of pregnancy is treated as sickness, more or less. But it's a statutory payment for for pregnant people, getting sick pay when you are pregnant, and what as pregnant got to be with sickness, because that is the condition. You can't work, you're treated as a sick person, getting sick pay. And also contractual sick pay, like I said, and there is a difference between contractual sick pay and also statutory sick pay. Pay attention to that. Thank you so much. Continue watching, and therefore let us go and check out this information, in turn checking therefore if you can get sick pay, like I said before. This information therefore in terms of advice, information, support, applies in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and also in Scotland. And these countries, this region, from what we know as the United Kingdom. So you can check the main eligibility rules. We talk about eligibility in the previous materials and also in the discussion. And these eligibility rules are indicating whether you are able to get one thing or another in terms of, in this example, in terms of statutory sick pay, or sick pay, or contractual sick pay per se. So you can check the main eligibility rules. What does the rule say about eligibility in relation to sick pay? If you're part-time or an agency worker, we looked at employment status, including part-time, including an agency worker, because they have different rights, and the strength of their rights and obligation varies, whether they are statutorily engaged or contractually. Now we have discussed that. We continue to discuss this in turn, and leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are, and it's also checking if you can get contractual sick pay, CSP, like we said, and also checking if you can get SSP in your situation, statutory sick pay, as I said, contractual as compared and contrasted with statutory. Contractual being weaker in my opinion, and also my indispensing, but statutory is stronger, it gives more right. And leave a comment below if you have a member of parliament in the United Kingdom. Try to do a study of statutory sick pay or payment in terms of employment, and try to see if you can lobby your MP to strengthen employment law by strengthening statutory rights within the work and the other elements involving work in the United Kingdom. Stay tuned, continue watching. Thank you so much. If you think also that you have been treated unfairly, sometimes you get treated fairly, sometimes you get treated unfairly. So we have talked about unfair treatment, and we can also check what extra money you could get if you are working, and there are some extra money sometimes coming from one place to another, either from employer or from other government departments, as we have seen, and directly or indirectly, these monies are supported by the government policy. As we have seen, as we probably, hopefully, will continue to see. Leave a comment below, stay tuned, let me know what your thoughts are. So you might be able to get a statutory sick pay when you are off sick. If you are off sick, like I said already, you are able to get a statutory sick. We're looking at eligibility criteria, eligibility rule, with the result where we say you might be able to get a statutory sick pay when you are off work or due to sickness. So it depends on your earnings and also your situation, how much you earn, how you earn your earnings, it's not straightforward that you're going to get a statutory sick pay, but it depends on certain circumstances. In every rule, there are always exceptions to the rule. Stay tuned, continue watching Live a Crime Law. Let me know your thought, how these things work. You cannot get statutory sick pay for the first 3 days you are off sick, but after that, you can get £116.75 a week for up to 28 weeks. These are standard rates in statutory sick pay. So it is not automatic that you are going to get your salary before being sick. This is some of the things you can take into account. If you have a local MP, you can discuss it with them. So you cannot get statutory sick pay for the first 3 days you are off sick. If you get off sick for the first 3 days, you cannot get statutory sick pay for that period of time. But after that, you can get £116.75, about 100, about, let's say maybe about, round it down, call it £100 per week, but actually 116. You can actually continue to check this material because they can actually change with government policy and direction for up to 28 weeks. Leave a comment below what you think about 28 weeks. So you get it for 1 week for 28 weeks, and your employer might also pay you their own sick pay. Therefore, they talk about employers' own sick pay. This is usually construction, like I said before, usually called contractual sick pay, CFP. You get contractual sick pay and statutory sick pay at the same time. So this policy, in my opinion, is not right, because it actually distorts the rights of an obligation given within the statutory policy, because it waters down the rights of employee and give more discretion to employer. I think it is a wrong policy. It's consistent with privatization, with also the concept where governments are increasingly trying not to regulate employers, that in such a situation employers begin to do whatever they think is right for them, and this is a problem. So you get statutory sick pay and contractual sick pay at the same time. What is not fixed is the level of contractual sick pay, which is a problem, because the employer can give as they think, and look, as we will probably see, there are formulas, so you can check the main eligibility rules specifically, and also to figure out if you work for an employer, you can usually get statutory sick pay. If you have started work with your employer, you need to have started work and also are sick for 4 full days or more in a row, including your non-working days. If you don't work certain days and you are still sick, or you work certain days and you are sick for 4 days, then you can qualify, or you earn at least £123 a week on average before tax. If you earn less, probably you will not be able to get a statutory sick pay. So you have to be earning a minimum of 123. Leave a comment below, stay tuned, continue watching, let me know what you think about this kind of situation involving work pay, especially if you're a sick person working, and looking at eligibility criteria, eligibility rules for statutory sick pay. You will also need to follow your employer's rules for getting statutory sick pay. Check your contract or staff handbook. There are contract or staff handbooks which are available, which you can check to look at employers' rules for getting statutory sick pay. And you should not have employers' rule which is consistent with regulation, with the law, because if the law is strong enough, then the employer should be able to comply. These caveats in terms of the law is, to my mind, is problematic, in disfavor of employee, also in favor of employer, which I think is not correct. This is the type of thing which a proper government should consider changing. This is my opinion, and if you have comment below, stay tuned, continue watching. Therefore, you cannot get statutory sick pay if you are self-employed. If you are self-employed, it means you work for yourself. As it is, if you add statutory sick pay for 28 weeks, and the 28 weeks ended within the last 8 weeks. So if it's within the last 8 weeks, you add a statutory sick pay for 28 weeks, and it has ended, you cannot longer get statutory sick pay if you are paid employment support allowance, which is a type of benefit which relates to sick people. If you're sick, you're getting that from the Department of Work and Pension. And in the last 12 weeks, and look at this timeline, within the last 12 weeks, you have been getting employment support allowance. You don't get statutory sick pay. These are important rules specific to assessing eligibility criteria. The rules relating to eligibility for statutory sick pay. If you are in the armed forces, which I suspect they might have a separate rule in relation to statutory sick pay. If you are in legal custody, maybe you are in prison, detained either by the police or in prison. As you are legal custody, if you have done something wrong in terms of criminality and you are in custody, you are actually arrested and detained, or by the police or in prison, you don't get statutory sick pay because work probably, as it turns, is irrelevant to you, because you wouldn't be in a very good shape to work in the conventional sense of the word. So if you have an agricultural workers contract from before the 1st October 2013, you talk about contract from before 1st October 2013, and also you talk about agricultural workers contract, which is relevant, and you don't, under these circumstances, you don't qualify for statutory sick pay. Also details permitting for you to understand the significance of this. You can read more about agricultural sick pay on gov.uk. And like I said before, a lot of this information are already on the public domain, on the internet, on gov.uk. And so if you are in a situation, if you are on maternity leave, if you are a woman who is most likely to get pregnant, probably you can preemptively try to understand what may be your predicament in terms of payment. So if you are on maternity leave, which may mean you are about to give birth or you have just given birth, you cannot get paid statutory sick pay if you are getting statutory maternity pay, which is also a type of payment for women who are on maternity leave, or maternity allowance, which these are different types of payment, with to do with probably maternity allowance probably is non-statutory, which is probably discretionary. I don't know, unfortunately, but when every time you hear statutory maternity pay, you look at the word statutory, it means from the government, which is actually supposed to is of right. But if you hear something like allowance, which is lacking in the word statutory, probably discretionary, meaning that depending on your circumstances, you might or might not get it. If something is statutory, then it is a case of passing the eligibility criteria and getting it as of right. And the difference between statutory benefit or pay is that the statutory give rights, but in law, but other types of payments can be discretionary. You may not have right to it. And stay tuned and continue watching. Thank you so much. So even if you are not getting this statutory maternity pay and maternity allowance, you cannot get statutory sick pay for the first 18 weeks of your maternity leave. We'll talk about 18 weeks window. Your first 18 weeks starts when either you give birth, you are sick for a pregnancy-related reason in the 4 weeks before your date due. Stay tuned, continue watching. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. We are still looking at payment. We're looking at statutory sick pay. We are looking at statutory maternity pay. We're looking at maternity allowance. We're looking at all these elements. And you're warmly welcome to this channel. We are going to stop this material here today, and we will carry on as soon as we can to look at this information, to discuss these issues, and like I said before, my main aim to discussing this is to look at the condition of work in the United Kingdom and also condition of pay in the United Kingdom generally. And from the beginning of this program, I have said that I'm interested in how people get income from work, also from benefit. Benefit is actually a type of money given in the United Kingdom, which is part of welfare. Benefit is welfare state, which means these are actually support given by the government to our people in different ways. Because, as I said before, the system of capitalism as an economic system do not treat people equally. You do not actually distribute wealth. That's what it is. So the problem with the public sector, which welfare system is under, is that the public sector is closing down because of political and ideological reasons. And so if the public sector closes down, and also the social sector are closing down, things like the welfare system, which is the employment is part of the welfare system, and also money given by the government departments like the Department of Work and Pension or the tax office in the United Kingdom. These are places you can get benefit of one type or another, or through employer, which is a system of payment in the United Kingdom, and also of earnings or of unearnable income, which we begin to talk about to try and illustrate income infrastructure and also the system accompanying this. This is of interest to me because I have argued at the beginning that the cost of living crisis was created by poverty, or disruption, or also distortion of income in the United Kingdom. And my concern is about poverty in the United Kingdom, which the government, in my opinion, is supposed to pay closer attention than previously, because it's a roadmap to peace, it's a roadmap to national stability, it's fairness, it's just, and also I believe that every individual in the United Kingdom or outside the United Kingdom listening under the sound of my voice should do their best to make sure their leaders, their local leaders in the local government and also in the national government, to pay attention to their condition of poverty, because unless the government does something to help the British people are going to sink deeper and deeper into poverty. And also we are beginning to see, we are starting to see the beginning of a movement from a crisis leading to movement from homes to concentration camp. They don't call it concentration camp, but you can call it anything you like. But when the government put a policy to advise the citizens of Britain to leave their home and go to stay in public buildings, like public libraries, like town halls, like churches, because they cannot afford energy costs. That is an insult, that is an abuse. What kind of citizen of a great country like Britain can be treated like that, as if they are dogs, and we are failed culturally because we are reneged on humanity? We now value other factors more than people, and this is evil. We should not encourage our countries to start practicing evil, seeing no evil, hearing no evil, speaking no evil. That is not fitting for any government. You cannot say tell the British people to go into concentration camp because they are poor. And where is all the money in Britain? Britain is the 6th richest country in a modern world, where we as members of the global citizenship swim in money, swim in wealth. And it is disgraceful to hear one person living in poverty in Britain or anywhere else in the world. This is one person living in poverty too many. And now increasingly we have also obscured the real figure of how many poor people. So there are a lot of poor people who think they are rich, especially the middle class, because they get credit. And if you get credit, you are deluded that you are a sick person, you are a rich person. And people think if you call them poor, you are insulting them. I know it hurts your pride, but humility is the mother and father of all enlightenment. If you are not, if you don't humble yourself as a British person, you're going to suffer to death, literally, because you have to speak the truth to the government. You have to be able to, because we have been brainwashed to not be complaining. If you're complaining, something is wrong with you. But we are not complaining, we are telling the truth. That poverty is not necessary, poverty is wrong, and employment is supposed to get the British people out of poverty, so the minimum wage should be raised up. All this nonsense about statutory sick pay or maternity sick pay should be scrapped. All we need to do is raise the level of minimum wage. If somebody is sick, they go straight to benefit for the government. You walk away from work and go to the government. The government should have money available like universal credit, and the level should go up to £30,000. £30,000 on benefit. You don't need housing benefit. You don't need council tax reductions or benefit for council tax. I don't see why the government should ask for tax from poor people, people who don't even own property, people who rent from the government, people who rent privately are required to pay what is a mandatory taxation against the people of Britain. People who are on the minimum wage, people who are on benefit, are also supposed to pay tax. That is wickedness. The British government should abolish these policies. You see, they should find an alternative way to finance local services, not through the evil poll tax or council tax, which they now levy, which is mandatory. You can risk your neck going to prison if you don't pay council tax. These are the kind of things we will continue to talk about in fair details. I'm glad you came, and I'm also happy we spoke about these aspects. And stay tuned for next time. Right now, watch this video, share with family and friends, leave a comment below, click like, click notification bell, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye bye. So thank you so much. We are still looking at payment. We're looking at statutory sick pay. We are looking at statutory maternity pay. We are looking at maternity allowance. We are looking at all these elements. And you're warmly welcome to this channel. We are going to stop this material here today, and we will carry on as soon as we can to look at this information, to discuss these issues, and like I said before, my main aim to discussing this is to look at the condition of work in the United Kingdom, and also condition of pay in the United Kingdom generally. And from the beginning of this program, I have said that I'm interested in how people get income from work, also from benefit. Benefit is actually a type of money given in the United Kingdom, which is part of welfare. Benefit is welfare state, which means these are actually support given by the government to our people in different ways. Because, as I said before, the system of capitalism as an economic system do not treat people equally. You do not actually distribute wealth. That's what it is. So the problem with the public sector, which welfare system is under, is that the public sector is closing down because of political and ideological reasons. And so if the public sector closes down, and also the social sector are closing down, things like the welfare system, which is the employment is part of the welfare system, and also money given by the government departments like the Department of Work and Pension or the tax office in the United Kingdom. These are places you can get benefit of one type or another, or through employer, which is a system of payment in the United Kingdom, and also of earnings or of unearnable income, which we begin to talk about to try and illustrate income as infrastructure, and also the system accompanying this. This is of interest to me because I have argued at the beginning that the cost of living crisis was created by poverty, or disruption, or also distortion of income in the United Kingdom. And my concern is about poverty in the United Kingdom, which the government, in my opinion, is supposed to pay closer attention than previously, because it's a roadmap to peace, it's a roadmap to national stability, it's fairness, it's just. And also I believe that every individual in the United Kingdom or outside the United Kingdom listening under the sound of my voice should do their best to make sure their leaders, their local leaders in the local government and also in the national government, to pay attention to their condition of poverty, because unless the government does something to help the British people are going to sink deeper and deeper into poverty. And also we are beginning to see, we are starting to see the beginning of a movement from a crisis leading to movement from homes to concentration camp. They don't call it concentration camp, but you can call it anything you like. But when the government put a policy to advise the citizens of Britain to leave their home and go to stay in public buildings, like public libraries, like town halls, like churches, because they cannot afford energy costs. That is an insult, that is an abuse. What kind of citizen of a great country like Britain can be treated like that, as if they are dogs, and we are failed culturally because we are reneged on humanity? We now value other factors more than people, and this is evil. We should not encourage our countries to start practicing evil, seeing no evil, hearing no evil, speaking no evil. That is not fitting for any government. You cannot say tell the British people to go into concentration camp because they are poor. And where is all the money in Britain? Britain is the 6th richest country in a modern world, where we as members of the global citizenship swim in money, swim in wealth. And it is disgraceful to hear one person living in poverty in Britain or anywhere else in the world. This is one person living in poverty too many. And now increasingly we have also obscured the real figure of how many poor people. So there are a lot of poor people who think they are rich, especially the middle class, because they get credit. If you get credit, you are deluded that you are a sick person, you are a rich person, and people think if you call them poor, you are insulting them. I know it hurts your pride, but humility is the mother and father of all enlightenment. If you don't humble yourself as a British person, you're going to suffer to death, literally, because you have to speak the truth to the government. You have to be able to, because we have been brainwashed to not be complaining. If you're complaining, something is wrong with you. But we are not complaining, we are telling the truth. That poverty is not necessary, poverty is wrong, and employment is supposed to get the British people out of poverty, so the minimum wage should be raised up. All this nonsense about statutory sick pay or maternity sick pay should be scrapped. All we need to do is raise the level of minimum wage. If somebody is sick, they go straight to benefit for the government. You walk away from work and go to the government. The government should have money available like universal credit, and the level should go up to £30,000. £30,000 on benefit. You don't need housing benefit. You don't need council tax reductions or benefit for council tax. I don't see why the government should ask for tax from poor people who don't even own property, people who rent from the government, people who rent privately are required to pay what is a mandatory taxation against the people of Britain. People who are on the minimum wage, people who are on benefit, are also supposed to pay tax. That is wickedness. The British government should abolish these policies. You see, they should find an alternative way to finance local services, not through the evil poll tax or council tax, which they now levy, which is mandatory. You can risk your neck going to prison if you don't pay council tax. These are the kind of things we'll continue to talk about in fair details. I'm glad you came, and I'm also happy we spoke about these aspects. And stay tuned for next time. Right now, watch this video, share with family and friends. Leave a comment below, click like, click notification bell, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye bye. So thank you so much. We are still looking at payment. We're looking at statutory sick pay. We are looking at statutory maternity pay. We are looking at maternity allowance. We are looking at all these elements. And you're warmly welcome to this channel. We are going to stop this material here today, and we will carry on as soon as we can to look at this information, to discuss these issues. And like I said before, my main aim to discussing this is to look at the condition of work in the United Kingdom, and also condition of pay in the United Kingdom generally. From the beginning of this program, I have said that I'm interested in how people get income from work, also from benefit. Benefit is actually a type of money given in the United Kingdom, which is part of welfare. Benefit is welfare state, which means these are actually support given by the government to our people in different ways. Because as I said before, the system of capitalism as an economic system do not treat people equally. You do not actually distribute wealth. That's what it is. So the problem with the public sector, which welfare system is under, is that the public sector is closing down.
Some see the original, mighty the god, the magical radical. Hey, representing my magical, young Jose come milli and the me go watcha. That lifta, you know teach me can you me go copa. That watcha, you know damage me can you me go watcha. That gopa. Gal fiesta, gini dame chunye kenyo.
Come to the camera, they are, it's a command, they are there for the bed. The heaven, they say you're my baby. Every day I call you, my love, you're my treasure. Baby, got no machina, yo, if I be quacking, yo, but it's a much on cola, baby, got the machina, baby, got your water. You are said,